What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, I've been getting a few messages where people were asking me if I watched or could I give my take on that. I guess it was a panel discussion about the gender war and black relationships on Fox Soul, and it featured Umar Johnson, the Prince of Puff Pastry. It also featured the comedian Dwan B. And if you've ever seen his YouTube channel, he's actually a very knowledgeable black man when it comes to black history, especially with black music. And, funny comedian as well. And then you have someone who is not a comedian, but everything that comes out of her mouth is a joke, and that is Cynthia G. She was on there. And then they had a transsexual. So it was a black man who transitioned to a black woman, giving commentary on black relationships and black male female relations. And then it had whoever the host is, this black woman with glasses and the same type of braids. She comes off as very intersectional. And they were having a discussion about the gender war. So people were asking me of my opinion on it and asking me had I seen it. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, I did not watch it. No, I did not want to watch it, and no, nor do I plan on watching it. And the reason I don't want to watch it is because if we're going to have a real discussion about black male and female relationships, we need to have serious people on there. I'm not going to watch a panel where you have a bunch of clowns on there and a damn freak show talking about black female and black male relationships. That's counterproductive to fixing anything. And it's painfully obvious that Fox Soul is a website and a network that is not concerned with the relationships between black men and black women. In fact, they like to exacerbate and to uh, help grow the rift between black men and black women with a lot of the content and the trash that they put on their network. Now, I understand that one of the reasons they put some of these people on there was for clout, because that's the only reason you would have someone like Umar on there. That's the only reason you would have someone like Cynthia G on there, because both of them have a large following online. It doesn't matter with if what they're saying is right. It doesn't matter if the way that they're living is right, because really Umar should not be giving too much advice on black male, black female relationships when you have someone like him who actually does not take care of his actual children, okay? And someone who is known for being just a man who chases tail. Yes, I understand that Umar he says a lot of good things. He says a lot of the right things at times, but but we have to be honest about the person's character, because that's what more people are going to judge you on is your character and how you behave. Okay, it's not just about what you say, but if you behave in a certain way, it's hard for anyone with integrity to take you seriously. All right, so that goes for Umar. As far as Cynthia G goes, we all know Cynthia G is a BS artist. Cynthia G figured out a long time ago that she was starting to get a large following in the black male hating sphere, so she decided to cater more to that. She said, "The hell we're talking about white supremacy. I get my channel taken down and I get banned for that. So let me concentrate on just go ahead and fomenting the rift between black men and black women. Let me try to be the female version of Tommy Sotomayor." Okay, so that's what she decided to do, and I guess she's good at it because she still has somewhat of a following, even when she's been caught out there and her hypocrisy has been out there to put on display for everyone to see. When you're still getting knocked up and having relations with people that you claim to be the wrong type of black man. You're still having relations with people who you claim are the three trash bag dusty, but you're getting knocked up by the same type of man who already has a bunch of baby mamas, okay? And you just became baby mama number 3 or 4, okay? So that shows you to be a hypocrite. Like I said, the same thing with Umar. If you're going to have a discussion with a female about black male, black female relations, you might want to have someone with some integrity. Now, Dwan B, I know he's a married black man. He probably has the most integrity out of all the people on the panel, but he's going to get drowned out by a lot of the foolishness that's on there with him. Okay, so out of all of them, at least he's married to a black woman and he has a relationship with a black woman, and honestly has a black family that spans generations. So he might be probably the most qualified, even though at the end of the day he is a comedian. He's not really a relationship quote unquote expert, nor has that been his focus on his podcast or any of the YouTube channels that he has. It's always been about either comedy or about musical history or about current events. I'm not saying he can't talk about relationships competently, but that's not his main thing. Okay, so let's say that about him. All right. Now, as far as the tranny goes, that's just beyond the pale of ridiculousness. You have someone who is not even really sure what they are. They're not sure if they're a man or a woman, and they came on there, posing as a female, and I guess speaking for black females. What's funny about that is later on, after the panel, Umar Johnson got online and was upset that he was talking to someone who was actually a male, but he thought it was a female the whole time. So he felt kind of duped there. But really, dude, if you're going on Fox Soul, you ought to know better, because they got all types of people from the LGBT community all over Fox Soul. Like I said before, it's a freak show. And you went on there knowingly being part of the whole circus. So you really can't get upset with them bringing that type of person on there. All right. That if you don't want to do your research to see who you're going to be talking with, that's why if he was smart, he wouldn't even appear on this show. I would never appear or debate with any of these fools on any type of show or platform like Fox Soul. I know a lot of people are going to watch it because of the clout that some of these people have, or the infamy that a lot of these people have, but it's not the proper way to have this discussion. If we're going to have the discussion, let's have it with some real people, with some real black people or some real black families, some real black couples. Let's talk with people like that. Let's not talk about people who have a terrible track record as far as relationships. Some people who don't even have a mate to speak of, and they're the ones coming on here and talking about black male, black female relations. That just seems ridiculous to me. And then you have people who have an agenda, someone like Cynthia G, who has an agenda to make money for herself by tearing down black men or tearing down the black relationship. And then you got someone who doesn't even know what they are, but they don't know if they're man, woman, or not. They're there on the show talking about black female relations. They're not even sure about their identity. And like I said, it just becomes a big mess. And it is a mess. So that's why I did not watch it. That's why I'm probably not going to waste my time watching it. It just seemed like a dusty buffoon minstrel show. I don't see what's the point in having these discussions on platforms or nonsense like this, right? So there's just no point in doing it if you're not going to do it properly. If you're not going to do it seriously, there's no point in doing it. You folks let me know if you watched it, if you gained anything from it, if you still have all your brain cells after watching it, let me know in the comments section. But it's just not for me. I'm in a point in my life now where I just don't want to waste my life or waste my time with nonsense. If someone wants to have a real discussion, that's great. I'm open to that. But if someone is playing games, I'm not going to play games with them. If someone's going to come here with agent provocateurs and opportunists and buffoons and hoteps and all this other nonsense, don't don't bother. Don't bother with me. Just leave me alone. I'll sit over here and do my own thing and talk to people with some sense in the best way I can. I'm not going to mix around and mess around in a pigsty, which is what that show was. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.